this morning. You're welcome to our weekly program, Journalist Lounge. Journalist Lounge is a news and current affairs program where we bring you the trending stories within the week. Some of the stories you may have been following on the social media. And today, to join us in the conversation, I have Emma Enekwachi. Elekwachi is of The Nation. He writes for The Nation newspapers. You're welcome, Emma.
Good morning, listeners.
But then, of course, I have Chukwemeka Modelim. Chukwemeka Modelim is a seasoned journalist, an analyst, and a political whatever. He's a constant here. He's a regular. Chukwemeka Modelim, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning, listener. Welcome to another edition of Journalist Lounge.
And we're still expecting one of us, probably he's stuck somewhere. He'll soon join us. And of course, I'm your host, Judy Jeff Nwabeze JJ for short. Yeah, today we have lined up a lot of things just to keep you abreast of what is happening around. And of course, as you may have known, today is International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. And it is a day marked to recognize the severe impact drug abuse is having on people's lives and also societal peace, development, and growth. Now, if a drug in a society can in this society and amongst our youth, it's not encouraging at all. It's alarming. It takes a very dangerous dimension. And today we want to express some of the causes, some of the major causes of this drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Yes, Emmanuel Kwachi, what do you think are the major causes, or what do you think is a major cause of this drug abuse and illicit trafficking amongst us, amongst the youth, even some adults, not just the youth, but is more amongst the youth? What do you think?
It's very unfortunate and regrettable having this matter being discussed. In fact, even having a day for it is very unfortunate because talking about drug abuse and its causes and effects, it's heartbreaking. Particularly considering the personalities involved. These are young people, the future leaders, those who are supposed to take over, various leadership responsibilities. And they are the ones that are perpetuating this evil. I don't know where to place it. But, some of them will tell you that once they take these drugs, they are high. And, I don't understand what makes somebody high because by taking drugs.
Okay, sorry to cut you short. What do you think is the cause of that going to take it and being high? Something must have caused it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now. They feel that they are, some of them are shy or timid. They can't talk to. Maybe they want to toast a girl. They don't know how to go about it. Maybe they want to address an audience. Yeah. They feel that, to be able to talk to the crowd, they need to be bold and courageous. And the only thing they think will give them that courage is this drug. And, they also refuse to look at the consequences this taking of these things cause, because it's not just being bold, as it were, that you need to taking this. And we even told you that you need to take the drug before you can be bold and courageous. Because ordinarily, in fact, even in the scriptures, God has said He has not given us the spirit of fear. If you understand that when you have God in you, is the one that gives that boldness, not the drug. Because this drug is a temporal, because, the unfortunate thing about it is the reality that it doesn't stand the test of time. You take that drug, within a short period of time, you come back to yourself. So it doesn't, but when you look at the consequences of this drug taking, okay, I also want to look at who to blame in all of this, because even when you look at the parental upbringing.
No, sorry, we're still talking
Okay,
about the
okay, we'll say
causes,
come
not
back
how
to
to
it.
prevent.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
maybe let me allow.
Chukwemeka Wadelin, can we hear your thoughts
In
on
a-
the
in a-
causes of this drug abuse and illicit trafficking?
Let me add my voice to his. There are many causes of drug abuse. Okay. One is peer group influence. Okay. When one, associates with people who are addicted to drug, one will automatically, become their member. There's no two ways about that. I know a man, okay, that was lured into this by his friend. He takes Indian hemp before he could even speak in public, before he could address his kindred. He takes Indian hemp, okay. And I've been asking him, why is it that you don't want to leave this? He says he tries to leave it, but he can't help himself.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction that he has become addicted to it. It's not that he is happy doing this, but he can't help himself. That he's always praying to God to help him live, with Indian hemp, because he didn't even know how he got into it in the first place. So many youths are like that. So many youths who abuse drugs are like that. Some even take it before they sleep. There are people who cannot sleep without taking sleeping pills. They tell you that if they don't take it, they cannot sleep, because somebody lured them into it. That this is what I used to do. This is what I do before I sleep.
You said sleeping pills.
Yeah, sleeping pills.
I think there are two different things. We have sleeping, that's the ones doctors recommend for people. Probably those
These ones were not. These sleeping pills was not recommended by doctor.
That is drug.
That is drug. Because once it's not recommended.
If you call it sleeping pills, we're thinking some of these sedatives, just that you get from hospitals.
No, you don't know. It's not the one you get from hospital. Okay, this one is that they abuse this one. They take it without doctor's prescription. Okay, so and it's very. We all know that this endangers human health. Human health.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous to health, because it affects one's mental state and even health. So
And
it's one thing.
Leads to death.
Leads to death too. So many of them who take this behave abnormally. If you meet them on the road, if they are driving, they drive irresponsibly. Sometimes you can even run into them, okay, because they are not organized. They are senseless. So it's something that, in fact, is worrisome to everybody. And everybody should join hands to fight, because it endangers human health and causes harm to those who do it.
To the society.
To the society at large.
Yeah, because just recently we heard about a student, though they said it's not a student, it probably was just squatting there with a friend somewhere in this Oka university.
Okay.
He had to, after taking the substance, he had to jump down from a 3-story building, and of course he died.
Right.
We saw it, we saw the video, it played out, and still the roommate or whoever he was squatting with was still under that influence, and when he was talking drowsily like that, so they were asking him, why didn't you stop him? Say, I saw somebody going there, just like that.
Yeah.
And actually he saw somebody, maybe an image. He didn't know it was his roommate. And the guy jumped down from a 3-story building. Probably he thought he was going outside.
He was going outside.
Just like that. And a young boy, able-bodied young boy, was a young man. His life was just cut short because of that singular substance he took. And probably he hasn't been into it.
You have so many of them in the streets, so many madmen in the streets, especially the young ones. Are mad today because of drug abuse, because of the drug they took. Okay, you see many youths take this, and it leads them to all sorts of behavior. You could see them, carry guns, rob people, okay, talk to you anyhow, do things that you can never
On a
imagine.
normal, they will
on
not do.
the normal, they will never do. These are the side effects of drug abuse. So now all if nenye society nsogbu, nenyekwazi ndị ntorobịa nsogbu, bụkwa n'ife ọ ga-apa ga-eneba anya, and the people, okay, who supply these drugs to them, because anyway, the drugs that one should not even take at all, okay, like cocaine, marijuana, and all that, okay. And I know that there is a punishment for that, for those who sell these drugs. I also call on NDLEA, the agency, okay, that is saddled with the responsibility of eradicating illicit drug abuse in our society, to also intensify efforts in this regard. And if they should do it, because it is killing lives. A lot of young people have been wasted as a result of drug abuse. It's not even the kidney. It causes harm to the kidney. There are so many people lying in various hospitals today as a result of the wrong use of drug.
So sorry. So are you saying, is it just the duty of these agencies to prevent it? What do you think? What other thing do you think can be done to prevent this drug abuse?
Stakeholders should also help in this regard. Community leaders, religious leaders should always sensitize, their people, their members on the dangers of drug abuse. If you go cause when you are addicted to it, it is better you refrain from it so that you will enjoy your life, so that you will live long. So no process if I happen NDLEA. That is that.
So, yeah.
The example you cited about the young man that jumped from the 3-story building.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking that he was just trying to
Go outside
the balcony, and that's what this drug can cause. I also recall, as a student in the University of Calabar, I was sleeping. This thing was around after 9-10. My roommate then was a cultist, and I know he also takes this stuff we are talking about. In fact, it was when he woke me up that he was now telling me that he had spent more than 30 minutes outside the room. What was his
What
problem?
was he doing?
He said that the shirt I hung on the wall of my room, that he thought that the people pursuing him are inside.
He was seeing dogs.
That's the influence. In fact, when he was telling me this, he will come close, he will run back, he will come close, he will run back, until he has some more courage. And I'm like, I thought you people say this thing, when you take it, you go high. How come you are also scared?
Running back,
Because
running
of
away.
The dog was controlling him
a shirt
at that point in time.
He said he thought it was a human being standing inside the room. So, like you said, beyond the NDLEA and stakeholders, I'm also looking at parents of these ones who are doing this. It's unfortunate that most of we parents have also lost it. We have lost grip of these young people, of these children, who we're supposed to, be in charge of. Most times you discover that a child, a young boy, just growing up, maybe let's say 15, 16, they are still teenagers. You see them taking this. And the parents are aware that their children are doing this thing. But they having the will, what it takes to say, stop this, is not there. Some of us are also invariably encouraging them to take this. Because you also feel that if your child is not bold enough to, handle some of these issues, that they are not men enough. So I'm saying that government is involved through the agencies, religious leaders, even our, traditional rulers. All hands must be on deck to fight this menace, because most of these children we have lost to this, drug abuse. And the earlier we also tackle this thing, the better for us. Because before long, these people might pursue us from this society without our knowing it.
Okay, right. Thank you so very much. Like that's your friend you talked about. seeing a shirt, I was running away from there was one guy that equally took this, and when he entered his vehicle, he now went and sat by the passenger seat
Can you
and
imagine?
started screaming that they have stolen they have stolen his
See what these
steering.
things can cause.
They have stolen his steering. Meanwhile, he was sitting at the passenger side, not on the driver's side. Of course, he couldn't find any steering on the passenger side. So these are some of the things that you won't, just that being high, you won't even be thinking normal
You
again.
won't be thinking normal
You
again.
won't think normal. You won't see normal.
you won't see normal.
Do nothing
So
normal.
You won't behave
sorry,
well.
I just remembered another one I was sharing with them the other day. He was driving a cycle. So it was in the night, he was coming, and he said he thought the oncoming vehicle was also two cyclists. So he needed to pass through the two cyclists. You can guess the end of the story.
Hey, okay, right. Sorry, while we were talking, one of us walked in. Anthony Okechukwu is here. Anthony, can you now join the conversation? Can you tell us a few things about today? We are marking the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. What do you think is one of the causes of this drug abuse, and what do you think can be done to prevent it, if it's actually preventable?
Looking at exactly the awards celebration today, of course, NDLEA established in 1989, they have been doing so well in curtailing when it comes to drug abuse and illicit substance, it's common among our youths. So all these things is kind of peer groups. The causes I'm talking about, the causes is peer groups influence, cultism, and the rest of them. Because so many things, as far as drug abuse is concerned, is common among our youth. And of course, NDLEA has taken the lead in doing in kind of intervention strategies and will of control. And what I'm telling the public is just to help them, because they need their support when it comes to community, when it comes to social society organizations, and even the government, because they need much to put this thing to a step, because of what it has been, the havoc it has been causing, especially in our young ones. And looking at it is something that is no longer, not this one is not a kind of is only for government. Is for it's a collective responsibility. So if you want to fight it to the end, everybody must partake. And I don't want to be seeing all these tragic stories in on newspapers, because every day I open up that newspaper, I will be seeing one thing or the other. But this thing boils down to the alarming rate it has increased. So and this year's theme is very special. Yes, because looking at it says we have to prevent it. Prevention and control is everyone's responsibility. Yeah. So I urge each and every one of us that we should step up any effort we are making. Just see a way we can support NDLEA, because they have been there, they have been working, and though we have the program 11 o'clock every Tuesday, they have been telling us the actions they are carrying out even in schools, to see that they catch them young.
Okay, right. Thank you very much about that for that contribution. We have all heard it. It's preventing this illicit drug trafficking and drug abuse among the youths, even amongst adults. It's a collective responsibility. All hands must be on deck in order, if we want actually to curb or to prevent this. Thank you very much. Now, let's talk politics a bit. Anambra governorship poll by November 8th, I believe. The Anambra will go to the polls to elect our choice candidate as a governor of Anambra State. Now, there's this news making the rounds that the governor of Cross River State said that they are ready and bent on carrying out President Tinubu's instruction and command to them. And one could be asking, what is the president's command to them, to Cross River State governor and all the others? He said Governor President Tinubu gave them a command, and we understand that command is go to Anambra and get me Anambra State. Yes. go and get me Anambra State. That is the president's command, according to governor of Cross River State. Man, this is a tall command. So what do you think about this command? This is a serious command that maybe they may think they have to adhere to it because Oga has spoken. Do you think, una feeling that this thing, the carryable, this command? What do you think about this?
Yes, that command to APC, members of APC in Anambra State by President Bola Tinubu is worrisome. It's worrisome because members of APGA, the party that has been doing so well in Anambra State, have not taken it for granted. Right. All of us here know how Mr. President behaves. He's a go-getter. When he says something, he means it. So I am calling on members of APGA, the leading party in Anambra State, to beware of APC. They should beware of APC. Yes. They have told, in fact, the man has just told you that he's coming here to take the state. That is what it meant by that. However, it will happen. It will happen. We all know the history of APC, how they, won election, governorship elections in many states in this country. That of Imo State, we know what happened there. Ebonyi State, and so many other states in this country. It's always take it and run away. Nothing will happen. Let them go to court. And when you go to court, all of us know what will happen there. You will never get justice because the judiciary is being controlled by the party who will speak for you. Even when you present evidence that is substantial enough, they will use technicality to strike out your case. So, Governor Soludo has done fantastically well. No doubt about that. But this Anambra governorship election will be determined by the presidency. That is what I understood by go and get me Anambra. Whoever gets the nod of the presidency will be declared winner of this election, either APGA or APC. But APGA, being the ruling party in Anambra, should fight to get the nod of the presidency, should work hard to convince Mr. President that we are all progressives, that there is need to allow the ruling party that has been doing well, that has been meeting the needs of the Anambra, to continue.
We are not complaining.
We are not complaining. We are not complaining. We are not telling them that we want to marry another wife. We are comfortable with our first wife. We want to stick to her because she is treating us very well. That is what we are saying.
Okay. Permit me to look at it from another perspective. This order or this directive, in the first instance, I'm also looking at where was it even made? Who was in that meeting where this instruction was given? Because if you are asking me what I saw, the pictures I saw from that, where that meeting was made, doesn't really portray that this instruction was given. That's aside.
So
I'm also
name dropping.
I don't know. Then I'm also looking at it from another angle, that the recent visit of Mr. President to Anambra State, was like an eye-opener to so many of us. Prior to that visit, the general opinion is that, Mr. President would just briefly, in fact, that he didn't want to come initially. It was the governor that went and, mounted pressure on him to come to Anambra State. So he will now come briefly and he will go. After commissioning the project in Unizik, Emeka Anyoko's facility, he will come here briefly and he will go. Do you know, I was surprised that Mr. President came and almost slept in Anambra State. He was so relaxed. As I time I checked, by after 4, he was still in Anambra State.
Yeah.
And the pictures that we saw in that visit was showing where Mr. President was, romancing with the governor. There was this, he was just down to earth. It was like, I don't want to go again. So I'm also looking at it from that angle, that somebody that came and felt at home in Anambra State might not be making this command. That's another point. But I'm also looking at it that it's also good that we have opposition parties that are vibrant. Because living, for any democracy, you can't just have a walkover. Or, we now say that Professor Chukwuma Soludo will now be unopposed. That doesn't show democracy. For those of us who are political analysts, he makes this thing robust. He makes the contest more like it.
Highly competitive.
So highly competitive. So if truly this command was given by Mr. President, that would be fine. So it makes APGA government to sit up, like Emeka is rightly said, because if there is no opposition, we might not even see some of these developmental efforts that is ongoing, because that opposition makes the incumbent to sit up, to make sure that he also does the needful, in order not for the opposition to take over.
Okay, right.
President Bola Tinubu actually directed them to go and get them Anambra State the day he presented governorship flag to Nicolas Okachukwu.
But the picture
and his running mate is there.
They were frowning faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you notice it?
Okay. Please, we don't go on a short break, and when we come back, we continue with the politics. Thank you.
Don't feel like you're not enough. Cause even when times get tough, you shine. Don't think that they'll ever win. Nothing can.
Hello, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Thursday. Join ABS as we look at the biggest stories of the week. Journalists Lounge, as the journalists get to air their minds on critical issues.
The heart, you got the power. Nothing you can't do. One voice can start a choir.
Yeah, welcome back. Still on politics. As we may have known, the 2027 general elections, as the elections approach, the race to register new political parties is on the way, but the bar remains high. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared that the All Democratic Alliance, ADA, or ADA, and several other aspiring parties are yet to meet the requirements for registration. That is to say, All Democratic Alliance, ADA, hasn't actually met the required requirements for registration. And according to the National Electoral Commission on Voter Education, many letters of intent have been received, but none has matured into full application. Then at this point, we may have to ask, what are the key constitutional requirements to be fulfilled when registering with INEC? Or when you want to register with INEC as a party, what could be the constitutional requirements that ADA hasn't been able to meet, that have not met the requirements? Anthony Okechukwu, can you tell us? Okay, Chukwemeka Modele, as a political analyst, what could be the constitutional requirements that ADA has not met?
No, first of all, for a political party to be registered by INEC, okay, there are a certain number of persons that they will have as members of the political party. The party must also have a headquarters, okay,
An office.
and offices across
all
in all the 36 of the 36 states of the federation.
federation.
They will have offices in 36 states of the federation, and also the party will have an ideology, okay. So what do they want to do? What do they want to achieve? Okay, and so many of them. So, but in our own case, in our own case, INEC may tell them that they have not met the requirement, okay, that is required for the party to be registered because of politics, because they don't want them, they may not want them, okay, to be registered, so that there will not be a threat to the ruling
party.
To the ruling party. That is the angle I'm seeing it from, okay, because this party, okay, from the look of things, I have assessed them and I have seen the personalities in the party, what they can do, and they have also started, registering many persons into the party, opening branches here and there. So why do you say that they've not met the criteria? Though I think INEC chairman said this yesterday, that they have started the process of registering them, which means that they have made the requirement. So INEC is now in the process of registering the party. Okay, so it's a matter of time. They will be registered, because even INEC, if they are truthful to themselves, know that Nigeria needs a change at the center. We need a party that will rewrite the wrongs, because so many Nigerians are not happy with the way things are going in this country, and it's only a political party that has the interest of Nigerians at heart that can correct the economic quagmire all of us have found ourselves in this country. I welcome ADA. It's good to have opposition in a democratic setting like ours, because it's healthy for democracy. We see what the APC is doing now. The party moved from one state to the other, okay, forcing state governors to join them. If you don't join me, you're on your own. If you don't join me, I will deal with you. I'll seize your allocation, all that. Using threat to force them to join their party. But when they are united as an opposition, they can fight for their interests. They can fight for the benefit of Nigerians. So that is why opposition party is very, very important.
Okay.
Let them not just be, perturbed or distracted by the challenges they may be, facing. They should remain focused, because Nigerians need opposition. When APC came up, when the APC climbed to power in 2015, it didn't happen by magic. They started like this. They were there checkmating the ruling party, then PDP, okay, exposing the wrongs of PDP. And at a point, Nigerians decided to give them a chance, okay, to rewrite the wrongs. Unfortunately, they became worse than PDP.
They are writing many wrongs. Not rewriting.
Not rewriting. So it's still the same thing. But in the ADR, one thing I'm not comfortable with about them is certain personalities in that party. Okay, it's still some of them who were in APC, PDP, okay, and couldn't fulfill their political ambition there, joined this AD. Are they still going to translate? So the party should make a difference. They should make a difference in the political equation of Nigeria. That is what we want. We want a party that will come, give us constant power, okay, provide infrastructure, provide jobs for the youth, stop marginalization of the minor ethnic groups in Nigeria. A party that will unite Nigeria, just like we had it then in 1993, when the late MKO Abiola with former SGF, King Gibe, okay, won 1993 presidential election, which they never lived to enjoy. So that is that.
Okay, right. Thank you very much.
Can I add, Emeka?
Briefly, yeah.
You are making me laugh. You are talking about one of the conditions for registration is numerical strength. And you are still asking these people to chase away some persons from APC and all of the PDP from their party. How would they not get this number they are talking about?
They can recruit people of integrity.
But that's by the way.
People of integrity.
Another issue raised is this issue of structure, having structure across the country. And I recall that LUP was, one of their challenges then was that they lacked structure. So how were they registered during that time that they were talking about? Because I can't remember LUP having structures across the country. You know, Nigeria is a very interesting country. Some of these things are on paper. But when it comes to the reality, when money changes hands here and there, now you see them register. But I think that the problem with ADA is not even registration. The problem I'm seeing that will happen to ADA is the flag bearer.
Who will be the flag bearer?
Who will be the flag bearer? Because that is the cocoa of the matter. You know, people like, everybody wants to be a flag bearer. And once you don't give a particular person this, flag to bear, Abi, you see the person will now walk away, not just walking away, but walk against this party. That's what we saw in APC.
Oh, the person can go and now open Obi. This one is Dada.
So I think one thing is even to put their house in order, agree within themselves. Okay, now you go lead us, we go follow. But once there is not such agreement, they will also fall like other parties have.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. But I learned there is another ADA clamoring for registration, with INEC. Another ADA. Do you think maybe that second NDA could be a spoiler? They may just get them to go and spoil things for this one.
You said it. There could be a spoiler. I said before that the APC does not want opposition. They don't want a party that will oppose them, that will restore power from them. They want to remain in power forever. Making poor policies that will keep increasing the pains of Nigerians.
Yes.
That is why they are sponsoring such party. The problem, the internal crisis within Labour Party today, report shows that APC is behind it because they don't want the party to stand. If the party is united, they could win presidential election, and they will lose. So this one could also be another way of destabilizing this party, because they have seen some powerful politicians who are the movers and shakers of this country in that party, and if they are left to continue to war strong, they could spring surprises in 2027 presidential general elections, and they don't want that to happen. But all I'm saying is that the party should remain focused. If they are coming to salvage the situation, to take Nigerians from the entanglement of their captors, just like Yoyema said, the issue of who will be the presidential flag bearer will not destabilize the party. People like Malam Nasser El-Rufai, former governor P2P, forget about Atiku. Okay, they can choose. They can choose. No, it's not yet. It's not yet the turn of the North. It's not yet the turn of the North. Okay, they should. If they want to get it right, let them come to the South. Choose between former governor P2P, or possibly Amechi. Yes, Rotimi Amechi. Any of them can fly. So that is that.
Okay, right. Thank you so very much for that. Now, sorry for lack of time. You wanted to say something?
Yes. I'm much interested in two of the requirements that says that their slogan, their logo, and the other things will not resemble the one of a pre-existing party, and it will not even support a kind of ethnic group or religious. And there's another one that says that even their manifesto should resemble and constitution should align with Nigerian, should resemble Nigerian constitution, and as well have national values, because I know that that's where the mistake starts. Yeah, I know. For now, I don't have that much interest in politics, but then I had, because the way they are doing it now, even the people we have our hope on. I'm talking about INEC, the way they run the other election, as after all the leveraging the technology, they couldn't give us that hope. But we keep on, supporting any good idea they have, and I love these requirements they brought out, because it will help to, sanitize, make it more transparent for the masses too.
You're correct. You're correct. Thank you so very much. Now, eventually, there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel for Benue people. The European Union and the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, have pledged to support the peace-building process in Benue State in the wake of the armed herdsmen attack on Yellowwater community last time, probably on the June 13 or so. Yeah. Meanwhile, the police has confirmed the arrest of 53 suspects for their alleged involvement in the recent killings in Benue State and Plateau states, including 26 arrested for the massacre in Yellowwater community in Benue State. Now, this is coming on the heels of President Tinubu's directive to Inspector General of Police to ensure that arrests are made for the massacre in Yellowwater. Still talking about President's command. He visited Benue State and commanded the IG to make sure arrests are made. Now, the IG has carried out the command, the President's command.
Exactly.
So we are still talking about President's command. So let's see whether APC will carry out President's command. Anyway, that's by the way. Now, the IG has made sure that arrests were made with regards to the killings in Benue State. Now, the question now is, were they actually waiting for the president to command them to make arrests? So it could be possible that arrests could have been made before the president visited that place. Were they actually waiting for the president's command?
The question you are asking now, you are also preempting the answer. The truth of the matter is, who is fooling who in all of these things? If at all, some persons were arrested, like you said, why did they need to wait for the president to finish the command? Then I say, okay, President, these are the persons that we arrested prior to your coming. See them. I don't know whether you get my point. I'm wondering, are you sure these persons arrested were really the persons that committed this crime? Or is it that they just want to satisfy the president to make sure that, guy, if we don't do this man will say we are not serious. So let's just say, come. 54 if you come here, let's parade you. let's parade you before this, so that you know that we are working. Because they didn't, when did this thing happen? And you waited for the president to come, give instruction, and you now begin to carry it out. Because you know that if you don't do it, the tendency that you might lose your job is high. So I can see that there is a drama that played out here, which, nobody will, because even in Anambra State, sometimes, as journalists, when we go, they parade these suspects. Sometimes some of these suspects, in as much as you don't use their faces to know whether, but some of these persons look so innocent. When you're interrogating them, you look at them.
Crying.
Are you really sure this young man did this thing that they're accusing him for? So, but the truth is that police will keep on arresting, whether they are arresting or not, because some persons who are also in the cell, in the prison today, if you look at it critically, investigate, they didn't commit any crime. Probably they were in the joints, they were drinking at the beer parlor, they were watching, you just see, come, all of you come, you're under arrest. What did I do? When you get to the station, you explain. So these are some of the things that we see. I think the police also need to be more careful, so that they will not, be arresting innocent persons just to please their master.
Right. Thank you very much for that. Are you itching to say anything?
Yes,
Anthony?
for me, I'm not happy with the Benue State governor of his response towards that recent Benue killings. And of course, this thing is happening in your vicinity. What have you done? This is about security, and people don't know the worth of human life once the thing it did not happen to you. So I urge, if you want to govern a state or something like that, you should take people's responsibility as yours. That's exactly what is happening. And looking at
Chief security officer.
exactly. So all these things that is a kind of eye opener for any state governor or even the masses to be security conscious. They must have to be security conscious because this thing we are hearing, I don't want to be hearing them. You're on a mother, Ranaya mother, or something like that. So
Serious one.
I don't like it.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's go to Iran and Israel. Let's travel to Iran and Israel. Of course, it's common knowledge now that both countries have been firing missiles here and there, anyhow, like that. Then reports say Iran's nuclear installations have been badly damaged following repeated attacks by Israel and the US. However, a ceasefire between the two countries has been announced, but there appears to be a violation of the truce, with the two sides accusing the other of the violation immediately after the ceasefire was announced. Yes, both countries are still accusing each other that you argument or what's the name with the truce, then why are you firing again, and things like that. Now, do we think the warring countries will actually respect this truce? It's like they're itching to do something to take it to another level. Can they really, respect this truce?
Now, you know that world powers, like in the United States of America and the United Nations, have intervened in this matter because they don't want it to escalate. If it escalates, yes, it will affect them. It can even lead to Third World War. This is I see Third World War looming, and that is what the world leaders want to stop at this point in time. So Iran and Israel, should toe the path of peace by listening to the world leaders. Any of the side that refuses to abide by the ceasefire agreement should be sanctioned. United Nations know how to deal with such countries. It has happened in the past, and they handled it amicably. So now nuclear weapon. What do you want to achieve with it in the first place? You want to destroy the world. You want everybody to be afraid of you. You want to say something and it will happen the way you want it, and that is what the world does not want to happen. So the world wants the peace to reign in the world. We want a peaceful global world, and that is why they are doing this, to stop escalation of this war between Israel and Iran. So they should toe the path of peace. Peace is always a solution. War is never a solution.
Yeah.
It can never. The one that is happening between Ukraine and Russia, we have seen where it has led the two countries to. Many souls have been wasted, investments destroyed, and a report says that it will take 50 years to rebuild what has been destroyed in Ukraine. 50 years. So imagine what will happen in Iran and Israel if this conflict is not resolved and it continues. So that is what the world leaders do not want to happen. That is that.
Right, thank you. Anthony, do you have anything to tell us on that?
Yes,
Your thoughts?
The delay in response of Trump. I don't know why he's delaying. Of course, according to Morton, said that they are the world power. He has the right to give them sanctions or do something before this thing gets out of hand. And looking at those two countries, I've been following the way they drop missiles. Something they happen. All the masses now about this. It has been taking time. To study the height and of course the space this thing they take you when a drop. It's not something that you ask somebody to wait until you see the end. So let's Trump do something at least to put both countries in check.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. And let us all toe the path of peace. War is never an alternative. And on that note, we come to the end of this week's edition of Journalist Lounge. Please do join us same time next week for another interesting edition. And until we come your way next time, from all of us, it's goodbye for now.